everyone, my name is Aubrey. I am the artist behind WoollyBullyStore. Today I'll show you how to needle felt a gnome. These kits are available on my Etsy page. Just search WoollyBullyStore with no spaces in between to find my store. Your kit will include wool, a wooden felting tool, and a felting needle. This wool is for the body, the arms, the hands, nose, and face, the eyebrows, the beard, and finally the hat. Your kit will also have a wooden felting tool. Simply pull the top part out, and inside the groove of the wooden piece you will see a felting needle. To assemble your tool, position the wooden piece with the groove so the widest part is pointing up. Then take your needle and push it up through the groove so it is secure, with the sharp end pointing up and the L part of the needle pointing down. You will see that the inside of the tool is hollow. Simply put the L shape of the needle inside the handle. Push the wood piece into the handle until the needle is secure. Be sure to poke your needle gently. You don't need much force. Also, be careful not to bend or twist your needle as you work. You may break the needle that way. Replacement needles can be found on my Etsy page. In this video, I'm using my own needle felting tool. Let's get started. Take the wool for the body of the gnome and gently pull it apart. This will make your gnome stand taller. We'll roll up the wool and stab as we go. You can see that as you stab the wool, it begins to harden. That is because the fibers of the wool essentially knot together when poked with the serrated needle. You can make your gnome skinny or fat. For a chunky gnome, roll up the rest of the wool loosely and pull most of the slack towards the bottom. For a thinner gnome, you can roll up the rest more tightly and evenly. I move the needle up and down in a line across the length of the body. This makes it more uniform. If you wanted a fat gnome, you can leave one end fluffier and don't poke it down as much in order to create a tummy. Now I need to make the base of the gnome. You want it to be as solid and flat as possible so the gnome can stand on its own. Work your needle in a circular pattern all across the bottom of the gnome until it is solid and flat. Now let's make some arms. Both arms are made the same way the body is, by rolling up the wool and working your needle in a line lengthwise. Try to get all the lumps out of the arms, but they don't have to be perfect. You're going to be putting them onto the body soon, so all the lumps will work themselves out anyways. Now that we have the two arms and the body, we'll go on and make the hat next. Start by rolling the hat at a slight diagonal. You want to keep the tip of the hat pointy. Do this by working your needle at one end of the hat more than the other. Once the pointy end is established, push the rest of the wool towards the base of the hat, making that part of the cone thicker. Keep the wool tightly rolled towards the pointy end and looser at the base end. Roll the tip of your hat between your fingers to make the end pointier. Then just keep rolling and stabbing. Now it's time to attach the hat to the body. Attach the hat on top of the rounded part of the body using your needle. Be sure to keep the body's flat base as the bottom of the gnome. That's how he stands up. Keep your needle at a slight angle so the fibers in the hat work down into the fibers of the body. You want to make sure your needle goes through both the hat and the body. They will end up adhering together after enough pokes. You can also poke your needle up through the body and into the hat. You may notice the hat beginning to get fat in the center. Just keep turning the gnome over and over and poking your needle up and down until it looks right. Roll the hat quickly between your palms and the tips of your fingers for a better shape. Now we'll add the arms. Be sure to position the arm up high enough to create a shoulder. Work your needle along the seam. Be sure the needle is going through the arm and into the body. Working along the edge of the arm helps secure the arm to the body without losing the roundness of the arm. Poke up and down the arm to remove any lumps. Now let's make the face and the nose. Start by locating the largest section of skin-colored wool. That will be the gnome's head. I pinch the wool between my fingers and carefully poke the needle between them. If you have thimbles, you may want to use them during this part. As you roll the wool, gather up the loose ends and poke until you have a rounded or oblong-shaped ball. The shape doesn't have to be perfect. Let's attach the face to the body. Place it so it covers across the body and the hat and poke to adhere. I like to work on one side of the face and then flip it to get the other side adhered. This helps the face stay round and to stick out. Poking along the edges makes it secure and keeps the shape rounded. Then we'll flatten it out just a little bit by poking all along the surface of the face and making it slightly smaller and not so puffy. If the face isn't totally perfect, that's okay. We're gonna stick a beard on it. Now we'll make the hands. Out of the sections of the wool in your kit, use the 2 most uniform sizes for the hands. Reserve the last bit of skin-colored wool for the nose. The hands are made by rolling the wool into a small little ball and poking away. One hand down, another to go. Again, thimbles are very handy for this part. Now we'll make the nose. The section I had in my kit seemed too large, so I will rip off the excess wool and discard it. You can make the nose whatever size you want. The nose is made exactly like the hands, just a small little ball rolled up. Now let's attach the nose. Poke your needle along the edge to keep the nose nice and round. Now we'll get the hands on. Poke your needle through the hands and into the body to adhere it. You'll also want to work your needle through the hand and into the arm. Poke your needle down through the arm and into the hand as well. Keep poking until it looks the way you want it to. Poke the hand straight into the body as well to make sure it is very secure. You'll see that after I did that, it made the hand sink into the body too much. To fix that, simply pull the hand gently away from the body. Your gnome should be looking pretty good after a few hours of pokes. Now let's add the hair. Position your beard so it looks good. Start poking your needle through the puffy parts of the beard and adhere it to the body and face. Avoid poking your needle through the curls. You want those loose so that it looks like a beard. To preserve the curls, I repeatedly poke my needle in one spot. This secures it without squishing down the locks. Be sure to work along the edges so that the beard sticks out and stays curly. You can work your needle in the corners of the face so the beard attaches to it. Now let's get his eyebrows on. Position the brows across the face and work your needle in the center. Once the middle is adhered to the face, begin working out across the brow. This technique is similar to how you did the beard. Try to avoid squishing down the curls. I work the needle from behind the brow and into the hat as well. You can turn the gnome face down and poke the eyebrows a few times from behind to make them stick straight out on either side. You can twist the brows in your fingertips to help them come to a point. Your gnome is almost done. Just clean it up with some finishing touches, flattening out any puffy or fluffy bits. You did it! You made a gnome out of wool. Thank you for watching, and be sure to check out the links in the description to get your own gnome kits at WoollyBullyStore on Etsy. Be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for upcoming videos as well.